Hi everyone. I'm Emma Zoe from Zany Waves, and I'm here talking with Leah Mason. Leah Mason, thank you so much for being here. I want to dive right into it. Your debut album is coming out this week. What are the emotions surrounding that?
Anxiety. But I'm also just like happy that like I'm finally putting out a full project. This is my first one. So yeah, it is really exciting, but also nerve-wracking and anxiety inducing, but mostly exciting.
I can imagine. It's also a big shift from some of your earlier singles. They leaned a bit more country, whereas this is just right in your face pop. I'm wondering what inspired that shift.
Yeah, well, I've always loved pop music, had an affinity for it, but I met this producer from Sweden actually in Nashville. He was visiting doing like this pop camp. And we got put in a session together randomly and we clicked so well. I loved what we made. So we did like 4 more days together after that, and I was just obsessed with everything. And I felt very like fulfilled in the music that we were making, which is something I guess I was like lacking. And I didn't even like realize I was lacking it until I had it. And yeah, I just loved the music making process so much that I literally flew to Sweden and made this whole album. So yeah, it's been a process for sure.
What was that like moving to Sweden, like leaving everything behind? How long were you there for?
Oh, I was just there for a little over 2 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just like working every day. Basically like 14, like 18-hour days, like just like nonstop going. People keep asking me like, how was Sweden? And I'm like, I didn't really see Sweden to be honest, because I was like in the studio the whole time. But it was pretty. It was freezing while we were there. But just like working with them in the studio and being around so many like talented people was quite the experience. It was really amazing.
Awesome. And so did the entire album come together within those 2 weeks, or did you have some material from before?
So we wrote I think two of the songs in Nashville,
Okay.
made the album, and then the rest of it rewrote there. So basically a song a day.
Wow, that's
We were doing
impressive.
I know, and that wasn't even the plan. The plan was to maybe get like four, like maybe,
Mhm.
because you never know, like you can write bad songs. But we just didn't miss, so it was good.
Awesome. Yeah, I wonder if like just being in a new environment, if that affected your creativity or like if that, just like jump started like the process or if
Yeah,
it
no,
was.
totally, 100%. I was just like so excited to be there. Like, I'd never been to Sweden before, so yeah, I think like being in a new environment and being surrounded by so many people, like the producer got like Grammy nominated, like while we were there, and it was just like inspiring, and that like motivates you even more. And I was like, oh, this is just so cool, so excited.
That's awesome. Um, Speaking more about your album Hexed, I'm wondering what was the inspiration behind choosing that as the album title. It's also the name of the first track on the album. What inspired that?
Yeah, so I feel like it's a reoccurring theme throughout the album and unfortunately my life. Kind of like a series of like unfortunate events of like my early 20s. I feel like it was just kind of like thing after thing and like, your early 20s is a very hard time in your life. You're like
No.
losing a lot of relationships, you're meeting a lot of new people. Like I feel like there's like so many changes during that time, like adolescence to like truly kind of being an adult. So yeah, it's had its ups and downs for me for sure. And yeah, I just felt like it was fitting for like the album and like I said, like the themes throughout. So that's why I chose Hex as the title. And I also thought it was cool. And it was one of my favorite songs that we wrote there. So yeah, and we did a music video for it actually, which is very exciting.
Oh, something
So
to look forward to.
yeah.
Um, well, kind of tying into that, when I listened through it, and a lot of the songs just have these like anger underneath. Like I want to say passion, but it's really just like it feels like kind of a release almost. Is that true? Am I like reading too much into it?
No, totally. I was angry, like at the time for like a lot of the like writing and recording process of this album. I'm definitely like I'm over it now, but at the time I was like definitely angry. Like I was seeing red, like for sure. But I mean, I feel like that's what music is. Like I was feeling that at the time, and I still like feel emotionally connected to the songs without like actually still feeling those things. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's like therapy, really. Like I know everyone says that, but it is like I got this thing off my chest. I said exactly how I felt. And I feel like that's the thing. Like sometimes you just have to feel something fully. Like let yourself be angry, let yourself be sad, let yourself be bitter, or jealous to like then like reassess and be like, okay, but like why am I feeling this way? And like be more like rational and mature. But I feel like right at the beginning, it's okay to just like feel your emotion for what it is, at face value.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I love that. Like I journal, some people write songs out of their like emotions, but it's all like definitely very real and like just letting them flow into your work is honestly the best thing you can do.
so true.
I love that. I want to switch gears a bit. I always like asking what type of music you're listening to right now. Bit selfishly, so I have new music to listen to, but also like as a fan, I'm always curious what the artists I listen to.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
so let's start with an easy one. What is the last song you listened to?
Ooh, the last song I listened to is probably okay. This is like going to be a really basic answer, but please, please, please. It's such a good record. Like that song is so good, and the music video is really good. Me and my boyfriend like sing it around the house. Like he's obsessed with her too. We're like the number one Sabrina Carpenter.
I love it. Perfect answer. If you could bring three albums to a deserted island, what would those three albums be?
Ooh, that's hard. Probably just because it's like a classic, and I like kind of reminds me of like family. Maybe like the third Led Zeppelin album.
Okay.
Which is so random. And then I did sing. I was in a '70s rock band when I was younger, though, so I do have like a love for that era of music. So yeah, and then maybe like oh God, this is hard. Maybe like the Hosier album that's behind you, where his like
Yes.
is like well, I don't know the name of it to be honest.
The
Is
first,
it not like his name? Is it like self-titled or
I
what is
think
it?
so. Yeah, like his first album.
Okay, yeah, so good. He's a fave for sure. Um, and then gosh, maybe like I feel like it would have to be something like calming or like mix. Maybe like Fleetwood Mac or something. Like
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. Those would be like my three maybe. I feel like it has to be something that I could listen to forever.
Hmm.
So I don't want
No,
to.
Fleetwood Mac.
I'm wary of picking something too like modern. I don't know.
Nice. Switching to a controversial pick. What is a song that you like but others tend to hate, or that you dislike but others tend to like? Either or.
Uh, I really like that Camila Cabello song. It's like I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I feel like that's controversial, but I feel like it slaps.
Yeah, yeah, no, it definitely has gotten a lot of unwarranted hate, but
I
yeah,
think it's. I think the music video is cool. I like it.
yeah. And it's
I'm also
catchy.
into like Charlie XCX though and stuff, and it kind of gives like hyper pop vibes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Last question. I like to finish with a big one. What, in your opinion, is the best song of all time?
of all time, wow, that is crazy. I feel like it would have to be a song that's like stood the test of time.
Hmm.
Um, okay, this is a song. I don't know. I'm like best song of all time though. I don't know.
No, go with your gut.
I was gonna say like, oh, I was gonna say Billie Jean. I That song always gets stuck in my head randomly, and I love Michael Jackson. Fun fact: I dressed up as him as like an 8-year-old for
No
Halloween.
way.
All my friends were like girly princesses. I was literally Michael Jackson. It's so embarrassing. Like everyone thought I was like a little boy. Um, but yeah, I love Michael Jackson, and that song is really good. And I also like the juxtaposition of like no one like knew what it was about, like, and it's actually kind of like a touchy subject.
Yeah, yeah.
Not claiming a kid, and then like it actually, I don't know, and it being like this like pop says that I am the one, and the melodies are so good, but the
Yes.
not my son. Like, and it just like sounds like this really fun pop song, but it's like about something like totally unexpected, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know, maybe like that, or just something by Michael Jackson, I guess.
No, I
Because
think that's so fair because like I have not never met a single person who doesn't like Billie Jean or like who doesn't like Michael Jackson's music.
right,
It's just
right. He's
you get
just
a really
like he's
wow.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe something by him or that song in particular. There's a
No,
lot of
that's great. I like nobody has actually brought up Michael Jackson like for this
I'm
question,
glad
but
I'm
like
the
now that I
first.
think
I
about
feel
it,
like maybe
like
that's because he's like controversial at this point in time, but he's still like famous and really
yeah,
good.
no, the music is good.
Yeah.
Um, so those are all the questions I had for you. I did want to let everyone know that you can find your music on all streaming services at Leah Mason. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're on Instagram at Leah M. Mason.
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you live some point.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me.